and I bring back the joy long forgotten. To announce my name. I am the truth. I am the teacher. I am what in the dark. I am weak. I am mean. I am the fire. I am the narrow compass of living. I come to announce my name. I am idea. I am work. I am idol. I am the picture I was known by great men. I am the logic of ancient opinion. I come to announce my name. I am the gifted one. I am not bookish still for all. I am the poet from the land of the dead. I was and I am the only anointed one to tell the stories. I come to announce my name.
And we mentioned your name.
Good evening, Prof.
Good evening, Omoba. Good evening, everyone who is there. You're welcome to this. This is we call it the sneak. Well, I think I can say that the person who is just coming in, when you hear about the eradication of polio, the person who led the whole process, Dr. Funshaw, Tuji Funshaw, he led the whole. I'm surprised that the young people are not even clapping. You know, we used to be the headquarters of polio before now. Well, she was the one that, thank you very much, sir. And just on time, Dame, Mama CORA. Well, thank you very much. I think it's the first time we're having many people from our board who are here, because I could see another, maybe I should say aspiring Dame in the DDK, our global artist and cultural ambassador. Thank you very much, Didi. Yes, Mommy, she's been busy with us cleaning the whole place, and but she just, I'm sure she's still helping out to arrange something there. Auntie Yabo Ababa. You was there. And our main host here, Theo Lawson, the chief warder. You have to look, your number one prisoner is there. You have to come out. Are you going to avoid your number one prisoner? Thank you very much. And if you go around this place and you see all those monuments, the drummer, the woman who is grinding pepper and all of that, the person who donated them is Prince Omoba Yemisi Shilo. Thank you very much. He's also our patron. Thank you. What we want to do is a sneak opening. I'm not even sure that English is right because you say sneak preview. But when I know that we're not fully ready, just a sneak opening. So I hope I'm forgiven by the linguist. Thank you very much. Okay, well, the children we saw performing are the kings and queen. Bolaji, just show your face before we meet you again. These are young people from what we call the underserved communities. Somebody is not here now, Ayodeji, brought them together, picked them from different homes, and on his own, on little resources. I don't even know how he manages to do it. They even came here without being invited. They picked them from, I don't want to say they picked them from the street, but these were young people that were underserved. I think I'll use that expression, underserved. So you just pick them at random and they're all here. They're about 30, how many of you? 35 kings and queens. And to boot, it's also sending them to school. They are also in schools and paying their school fees and all of that. I don't know how they do it, as I've said. Thank you very much. Our partners in this Freedom Park, of course, they are our host for giving us this street. This used to be where they sell the artifacts, and they're giving it to us to do this. But I'll tell you that the main inspiration for this place, and which was why it was strange when he became the first guest, even unannounced. It's Professor Wole Soyinka himself. Because when Freedom Park was started, he had to consult him. If Theo was around, I would ask him to come and tell the story. So the white building there is called Kongi Harvest because that's supposed to be his office. And then he started this whole idea of a speaker's corner. If I was standing there when you were coming, I would have shown you. He said, you should have a space that will call speaker's corner. Many of us are used to those corners, parks outside, where people can go and ventilate your anger, just pour it there so that you don't take it home. So the speaker's corner is just down there. And I remember that he told us during Lagos at 50 that the whole idea is to even have libraries and books and things everywhere, which then rhyme with CORA's own plan. We always write it, and I told you I can show you to stop. If you read some of these things, our plan is to have library in every local government. We will never make that money. Not in this agbadonomics economy that we're running. So, Prof, thank you very much. You're actually the inspiration behind this. And I was surprised when the day we were still cleaning up with parks, he said he saw somebody with a carton of books, so he followed them, and he ended up. And then he said, no, you can have a library for young people, but you have to have a book lounge. And that's how we were taking 4 rooms, and then we now to take the 2 rooms. There was nothing to do there, and then Chibadion Okun, who is the chairman of the trustee, then said, look, if Prof says he wants book lounge, we should. I said, Prof's idea of book lounge that there will be premium wine. I said, no worry, we'll carry it. And that's why so please, anytime you come, I will not be inside there. I'll be there. You will always meet me where the wine is from. I will always say, I will not be looting your fridge anymore, Prof. My favorite pastime. So while we're here, the welcome address is by the chairman of CORA Trustee, Chief Kayode Adeonokun, former chairperson of Association of Nigerian Authors, Lagos chapter.
Good afternoon, all. When German hands over the microphone to me, it makes me tremble. He will have used all the words that I was planning to use. But that notwithstanding, I'm supposed to say good afternoon and welcome. How do you welcome the wealth of the people here gathered? They seem to cover all the areas of human endeavor. We want to start with our veritable leader, Professor Wole Soyinka. And seated next to him is the exquisite Dame, Taiwo Ajayi Lycett. Prince Yemisi Shilon. And I always have one problem when German hands over the microphone to me. He will tell me I should not speak for more than 2 minutes. Even going through the protocol alone, the 2 minutes will pass. I've not even recognized NDD, celebrated artist. And Dr. Tunji Funsho is here seated in front of us. German was trying to introduce him and said he educated polio from Nigeria. He actually did it from Africa. So that is the man who got us free of polio in Africa. Professor Soyinka is not a guest of honor. He's actually the chief host. He's the chief host. It's through his inspiration that we've been able to do these little things that we are doing to touch in very small areas of human education, enlightenment, and freedom. Professor Soyinka has probably done a lot more than even the elected leaders in various areas of the developing world. We always have one problem with him. He doesn't give us advance notice where he's going to erupt next. I'm sure you all agree with that, so that we can take cover. But sir, we appreciate you so much. My 2 minutes is running. But before he runs away from me, I need to say a few things about the concept of the library. Mr. Tony Akiosho is going to expand on it when it is done. But the whole concept of having a library and a resource center here is we want to create a hub that will take especially the young people up the streets. Some of our biggest problems is actually management and transfer of values between the generations. We haven't done too well in that area. And we see some new development that work in our favor. Yes, we have a physical space here. The physical space has its limitation. How many people can we accommodate here? But then technology came to our rescue. So this is, yes, a symbolic space that is physical and can bring all of us together. But we are actually aspiring to set up an e-library that has a much bigger capacity to deal with some of the problems that we have today. We first advertised ourselves as CORA, that's the Committee for Relevant Arts. But seriously speaking, we are probably better referred to as proposer, an activist in several dimensions. The library is just a symbolic location. The library that we actually are building is a library of the mind. For example, archiving. We've been so poor. Prince Shilo is doing so much in that area, gathering valuable historical materials of knowledge. So we want to do our own small bit of archiving too. And we think that even this small center could be a center for the development of communication of various types. I just finished an interview on the radio now, and they asked me the question that what is our aspiration? Seriously speaking, our aspiration is to touch as many lives as possible with these little devices. Because on the board of CORA and management of CORA, we have all kinds of skills that you need to actually harness. But we labeled ourselves as non-profit, which creates a problem for us. We don't want to make profit, but at the same time, we need to sustain these goals and objectives. So we seem to, I trust that members of the board of CORA can see Didi shaking her head in agreement we'll put heads together and find ways about it. But you know, we've been in existence for over 25 years. That same zeal and passion that brought us thus far, I believe will take us much, much further. It's a model that we want to establish and restate that will survive and go beyond us. And we use opportunities like this to talk to organizations, governments, people, individuals of like minds. So please come around and support this our small endeavor. This is very, very small. It's not, it won't touch, it won't scratch the surface. But the philosophy is what we want to entrench. And with people that are represented here and online, we are reaching out to a very vast community of people who we seek partnership with. And we think that with the likes of Professor Wole Soyinka in our corner, I'm sure that we'll do much better than we are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now you lost your seat. Oh, sir, the sitting. So thank you very much. Just to write on what you have said about relying on people to, because most of the books we have here have been donated to us by different people. And just online, this is Chigozie Mbaduga, Kamba Books. Okay. See, this is an awesome, innovative project. I'll be donating paperback copies of my books to the library. And when the e-library is set up, I can donate a few titles. Well done, Cora. Thank you very much, Chigozie. I hope you can hear me. So why are we here? Why are we so obsessed with the idea of library? There's only one guy actually in CORA who has been so upset with the idea of CORA, of library. And you only need to go to his house. I think after all, he's the only other person who has book everywhere on the floor. You can't even walk. Mr. Toyin Akiosho is the one who talks about library every time. And I thought he was really just obsessed with the idea of books. Look, let me tell you what is going on here. Did you see that clip? This year, 2024, I no go agree.
Professor Soyinka, distinguished professor of theater arts and literature at the New York University, Abu Dhabi. And he sometimes says he's on follow at the Abu Dhabi, but he shows up in the national conversation all the time, even from there. Good afternoon, sir. You're welcome. Good afternoon, Dame of Theater, Mama Cora, Mrs. Taiwa Jaeli, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I crave the indulgence of the chairman, board of trustees, Cora. Who just gave an extempore several me. I can't do that. I have to print this. I also welcome the sponsor of the largest museum of art, privately held museum of art in the country and probably Africa. Otumba, Omobaya, Mrs. Shillon. I welcome everybody. I welcome the CORA Board of Trustees. I can see that Miss Ndijike is here. I welcome everybody who isn't really yet in, I'm still coming. Prof, Dame, and Chair. The idea behind this goes back a long way to the inception of the Lagos Book and Art Festival in 1999, our 8th year of existence. It was a little high-minded. The nation had just returned to democracy, and we thought that it needed a highly literate populace to engage with the norms of a popular vote. we will run a book festival and not a book fair. So we could have a number of programs in which people are actually engaging with the contents of the books. Just as we didn't want a book fair, which is about the publishing trade, we also didn't want a literary festival, which is more about elite writers talking shop and not necessarily speaking to the material in book contents. We had always recognized that a once-in-a-year event will not tackle the entrenched challenges of literacy in Nigeria. The plan was initially for 12 libraries in countries' 6 geopolitical zones. Then we moderated it to 6 city libraries in Lagos, and it still didn't happen. So the library and book trek program will be running programs all year round. And let me explain what the book trek is about. The book trek is an extension service idea where we will engage authors year round in all the 6 libraries in 6 nodes of Lagos. That's what we plan. It was also a lifestyle advocacy. Just as you can walk into a gallery, there are at least 6 exhibitions currently going on in several parts of Lagos as I speak. So also there are concerts. There's a classical music concert at Muson Center every other Sunday evening. The Freedom Park alone hosts at least 2 concerts every weekend. So there should be readings. For all intents and purposes, the book trek is a lifestyle advocacy. If I can wander at a book musical concert uninvited, visit an art exhibition, or see a drama performance by merely buying a ticket, why can't I join a session of book reading? Why can't I open the Guardian and in the space where the Culture Diary is publishing a list of exhibitions, I see a book reading in Adigangbadi or Yaba or Festac, and determine when I leave the book reading, I can go and see an art exhibition. Too often, Prof, sir, Dema, Chair, sir, Nigerian writers simply keep their books in storage in their houses. We insist that for every good book that is out, there should be at least 3 readings. It doesn't happen. It doesn't. Literature is the only thing that never exactly recovered after the crash, the very earliest crash of the nation's economy in the early 80s. Every other aspect of the arts have gotten back in some way to where they were. Professor, since 1999, we have done everything else. Book treks, book and art festival, but we haven't been too successful at setting up these libraries that we talked about. The chairman talked about, he told us about part of the future plan, which is for a digital library. But you also know that there's something about the interaction among people. So basically, that is the thing about this. We're working on that, the digital library. We have so let me get back to my text. We had a book library in our former headquarters in Surulere, but it was rather quiet, and we never got around to using it as a site of book reading activity. But this space, which you inspired, sir, has been deliberately elevated to a resource center. We're aspiring to what the Whitney M. Young Resource Center was in the 80s Lagos. Thank you for accepting to host this event, sir. This is our first program in 2024, and it's planned to be a full year rich with programs. On July 13, Professor Soyinka will be 90, and the chair of CORA Board of Trustees has signed on the designation of 2024 as the Soyinka year. You have to clap. So every program in the year that CORA does has the designation, the year of Soyinka. We thank you, Prof, for being who you are. We thank you for the persistence, the insistence, the moral courage. This afternoon is about, opening this and having, sharing wine and palm wine and cakes and whatever. Thank you very much. The CORA book trek, will be essentially here and at the Roving Heights. So we have 2 parallel book treks going on. And then there's a program, that we're running currently where we're using the spaces of other organizations, outside of these 2 spaces, both this resource center and Roving Heights. So you'll be hearing from us about programs in Ikorodu, programs, I mean, at the Ariata space in Ikorodu, Ajegunle, this gentleman named Dagatola, and those other places, Bariga, the one that is run by Shegun Adefila. We've been having book conversations in those places. We need to have readings all the time. You know, those very significant books that you read about that Nigerians are writing, even the ones that win the Kane Prize, they don't get read. We don't get to discuss them. You will be surprised when a Chimamanda shows up and she's actually thrilled that people have come to hear. I mean, that's not the way it should happen. Thank you very much. I think I've had my time. I didn't have the opportunity to read my favorite part of the Putin Files, but one of these days I will read it in your presence. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Soyinka. I was actually afraid of that reading. I'm grateful that I didn't. If you know Tony very well, there's no event you read, which is a good idea. Quickly, we're supposed to have the kids perform again, but I think we'll just keep that for now. And CORA thrives on partnership. I think that's one thing that has sustained us, that we have a lot of partners. For instance, people wonder how we get to have about 62, 65 programs, events during LabAF, 1 week of LabAF, and we run endlessly like that. And they think we will die, but none of us is dead yet, even though we crash after. It's the fact that we have so many people running their own programs, but they use our platform. So even when we say we wanted to stop, they said, no, don't stop. Some people came from Abuja, somebody came from Houston this year, so we can't stop. So some of our partners are here, and I'm just going to be calling them. Dr. Folu, you not mind if I call the network of book readers and promoters first, because they were part of LabAF as the main. Richard Mama, we always give him the credit, because before we started the LabAF in 1999, Richard had been running Synergy Educational Service. He had been running this, it wasn't a festival, it was just an educational program. So we met him on the game. And now he came back many years after to launch Network of Book. Okay, the name is long. So I won't pretend, okay. So I'll talk Network of Book Clubs and Reading Promoters, because the first program we're going to have is on Valentine's Day. And we're going to bring your book club to come and read love story. They know I don't really fall in love, but you'll read Valentine. Richard Mama, please.
Thank you very much. German, thank you. My esteemed privileged Prof. Dame. My Oga, he was chairman of ANA Lagos and I was his secretary. I hope I served well in that season. That was in the 90s. And of course, every other greetings to everyone who is here. I'm happy that we are here. I'm happy that this event is going on. CORA has fought a good fight and is still fighting. And we would continue to support CORA even as it pushes this. One of the things we're going to do with CORA and other organizations, ANA and others, on March 7th this year, is the second edition of the Lagos Book Walk. We had the first one in Ikeja, last year, and we went to the state government and we gave them what we call the Lagos Book Stakeholders Charter of Demands, asking for very simple things. 2 libraries per 57 LCDAs in Nigeria, run by the state government, and another 2 run by the LCDAs themselves, which will now give us a total of 228 reading spaces, right, in the Lagos Metro PX and its extensions. So we gave those proposals. We've been trying to follow up on them, and we hope that someday we will get there. But we also know that there are private organizations, there are NGOs and groups, and of which CORA numbers as a major front line there. And so every year we do that walk. Now we have resolved to be an annual. The first was in Ikeja. The second is coming year. We are going to be walking from Fayomo roundabout to Freedom Park. The third will be holding in the Korodu. The fourth will be holding in Badagry. So we are working advocacy for the book, and we are privileged to have a partner like CORA. And we are, very, very excited at an event like this. And we want to see all the other libraries and all the other dreams that CORA has. Nigeria must have a proper reading culture. We enjoyed it back in the day, right? And we would still enjoy it going forward with all of our efforts and initiatives. Thank you very much. My privilege.
Thank you very much, Richard. The Lagos Book Walk were part of it, and we will be hosting when they return from the walk. That's what I was talking about. Also, there's the president of the Penn International Nigeria Center. I got it. Penn, poets, essayists, and novelists. And I think Prof had been part of that experience in the past. So, Dr. Folu, I got it.
Good evening, Prof. The other members of the board of CORA. It's a pleasure to be here this evening to actually identify with the dream of CORA. CORA and Penn Nigeria have come a long way, really working hand in glove in this struggle to get Nigeria truly educated, especially about the importance of the book. Penn actually stands for the struggle for promotion of literature as a force for global culture, and it's one of the reasons why we also try to promote free speech or freedom of expression and linguistic rights. And it's one of the reasons why we've been over the years close to CORA, in line with the vision of CORA, and knowing that since CORA started the effort, we've always been able to identify CORA with quality, and we know that since CORA started this library enterprise, is likely going to show the way to the public sector, which is something in Nigeria that we need a Dangote refinery to actually bail Nigeria out, despite the fact that we have 4 refineries, which are really not, which are, well, maybe moribund or something. And so it's one of the reasons why we actually want to identify with CORA in this regard. And before I forget, I would like to seize this opportunity to thank Professor Soyinka for always being there for us, for members of the literary community. Whenever we run to him, I remember Penn Nigeria has been with him on several occasions when we ran into problems, and then he has always been there for us. 2 years ago, we had a serious problem when somebody was trying to mess us up, and then when we ran to him, and he actually took up our struggle, appropriated it, and then helped us to give a good fight to those people trying to mess up us. So thank you very much, sir, for being there for us. And I said Penn really stands for free speech. It's one of the reasons why we at Penn really kick against the move by the police force to kick against the use of the slogan, no grief for anybody. That's one thing that we also want to really establish, that Penn Nigeria actually will not allow that, because it's the youth's way of actually motivating themselves, knowing what Nigerians went through from January to December last year. All kinds of problems imposed on the community by the political class mostly. And now we're entering the new year, and people are actually looking for means to actually motivate themselves. And then some establishment is trying to actually shut us up. We are saying in Penn that we really will not stand for that. So we are going to continue collaborating with the German, especially in the area of book trek. We still have a contract because Penn in the last couple of years has published 2 anthologies of Shadows and Rainbows, which we are yet to launch. And then we're saying that is one of the projects that we are going to collaborate with CORA to actually bring out to the public. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Because of this, I sent men in the elevator. I feel free. Man has been to run the life of a woman who depends on money. Is like a chief who wallow in the sea. My love for you is greater than anything. No quick one, anybody. My dear. Bam. I think that's it. It's out and I think for this one. Bam. Life is sweet. But like that, no good for everybody. Water, seeds, on a care of no give anybody. Who am I in this water? No give anybody.
Thank you very much. We apologize to our guests online because the volume was low, so they couldn't pick much of that. But the recording will be available anyway, so you'll be able to share. Please drop your email address. Please write to them that they should drop their email address so we share the recording with them. So the next is just why we're here, and after that we hear from our special guest of honor, and then there will be goodwill messages. So prepare yourself. Them and some of our guests, prepare yourself because you'll be telling us if you are impressed with what we have here or not and what we can do. We can live with all kind of ideas. Now we just want to do, it's symbolic actually, to open this place. And I'll call on the chair, Chief Adil, to lead us into that. It will be a quick one where we take a quick tour. I think we should start from here or from the book lounge. Where do we start from? Okay. I think we start from here, then go to the book lounge. By the time we come back, then. Okay, so Chairman.
Again, I'm in charge of this microphone. I get to use the microphone ever so often. That's one of the privileges of being chairman, Sir, Professor Wole Soyinka, the tiger of very irresponsible.
You're most welcome to the CORA Library and Resource Centre. My name is Ifunanya Oti, and I'm the project officer. I'm so excited to welcome all of you.
Ifunanya is actually the one managing the library. She said she has an idea of how to set it up, and that's what
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. So here, you're most welcome. This is not just a hub for artists, art lovers, And with also the fact that we engage people, because sometimes we have libraries and people don't come to read.
Yeah.
So we have a library, but then we do activities in here. So you're welcome. This is the number of books we'll find, different titles from, you know, the ancient times to this day. We have different books on gender, we have on history, we have a general knowledge people could use as references, you know, for their research materials. We also have fictions, which is all over here, and poetry, drama, and theater. Yeah. So moving forward, this is a place where we have research materials, but most importantly, sorry for taking you back, this is the children's segment. Of course, children are the most important fragments of society. So this is where we have their body of their work, so they could come and explore different types of books, motivational things that that really partakes on them. So that is just for here. Then we can move over to that other where we have the honored authors like yourself, sir. So yes, let's come over there. Yeah, not everybody would be able to enter. Well, so here is the research. It's like over, let's say 20 years ago or 10 years ago. So here is the segment for the honored authors like yourself, Prof. So here you could find the works of Professor Wole Soyinka. This is the anthology of poems during the World Poetry Day 2023 that people wrote on your behalf. And this is Odia Ofemu. You have Chimamanda's works, J.P. Clark, Okendibe, Professor Oshifoson, and the greats. Then this great is the winner of Nigerian Prize for Literature, Dr. Obari Gomba, rather. So here we also have most of the works that we use for our book treks. So we've been having a monthly book trek project in different communities in Lagos. We've explored Ikorodu, Bariga, Magodo, and Magodo, Freedom Park here as well, which of course the Damasus was the one that opened that for us. Here we have newspaper archives. Wow. Yes, very long ago, where you could see, you know, different details and dates of things that had happened then. Yes, and here we have artworks as well. So this is, yeah, we also have magazines here. And yeah, so this is CORA Library and Resource Centre. Chuna Chibi's works are also here. And Onyeka Mwelwe. Yeah.
Let me quickly remark what I note. Maybe it's not in among them.
Okay.
But literature in indigenous languages also.
Yes.
I hope you're coming to that.
Yes, we'll have yeah, we'll collect it definitely, sir. Yeah, and we also hope to get books on technology and add. Yeah. So this is
Oh, yes, that's far back as that.
and of course these are artworks, Freedom Park artworks. Okay, so let's move. Okay. Okay.
Is on the other side. That's for
Yeah, I'll lead you there. I'm coming. So you can follow me. Let's explore the book lounge. Yeah. Thank you. So don't worry, TOJ. Open it yet. Open it. Just leave it. Open it.
CORA program, especially Lagos Book and Art Festival. One of the things I think we've done successfully that we thought had been the main success, or the fact that we've been able to do a lot of programs for young people. I'm probably remember that that's what you insisted on, especially when you came back at the age of 70 and you said only children for now. So we've done quite a lot. If you see all the pictures, we encourage young authors. I think the year 2018 or so was our best. We had 26 young authors, some of them as young as 6. And they've written books, but they were part of our workshop on reading and writing. The Green Queen, who normally runs our program, is not here. I will have introduced her special because she joined us 18 years ago, and she's running consistently for 18 years, bringing children here, 400 children every day for 4 days. Now, when we had more children, now that's why we went to 1 week. The festival was 4 days. But then we had more children. There was a year Auntie Yabodu was out of here because we had over 1,000 children here. Because every school insisted on having 10. So we send 10. We were sending 20, 30, and co. So, and the facility will not, we were stretching the facility, and we were able to clip it. But then we then had to extend to 1 week. And then we now created the CORA Youth Creative Club, CYCC. And that one is run by a mentee of Linda Amadi. We call her wow, because of the energy. So we've been doing that to teaching young people on how to speak, designing, and things, things that you make you to become artists. But today we have 2 young authors who came. They were not even invited, and I just want them to make the young authors should step forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kalega Roland. I'm 13 years old. This is one of my stories. I wrote this one when I was in primary 5. This is Lucy the Mummy's Pet and Other Stories. It's a combination of short stories that are fun for kids, kindergartens. Thank you.
And what do you want to do with it?
Just want children to read it and enjoy it.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. I'm thanking you, sir, for giving me this privilege to introduce my son. Daddy, I'm very grateful to see you. I've been longing to see you, but today I am seeing you. Praise the Lord. I pray that the Lord will keep you more for us in Jesus' name. This boy started writing when he was in primary 5. For every good mother, you want your child to be good. You want people to know about what the child is doing. I came all the way from Delta State. All the way. I've been in this place for about 4 days now, even to see other people. We have written so many books. This is creative art from play class to nursery 3. He has written Wish, Who Will Stand at the Gap, The Broken Love, and this Lucy the Mummy's Pet was the first book he wrote. I'm very, very grateful. I want people to help me to encourage him. Let him grow more. I don't want him to fall on the path.
So you have not done what I wanted you to do. You told me when you were harassing me there, you said you wanted to present the book.
To support for the library, I will drop 12 copies of the books. Thank you, sir.
And you also said you wanted to present to Prof, so you can do that now. Yes.
Presenting this note to you, Professor Wole Soyinka, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
One of my favorite, those lorries, which have, and buses, which have inscriptions on them. One of my favorite, the young shall grow. You all know it. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
That is.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Munira Shitabe, and I'm 15 years old. And this is my book called C, which I wrote and I illustrated when I was 9 years old. C is a book about C is a book for kids and parents. I'm sorry. C is a book for kids and parents. It's about the importance of raising children irrespective of their disabilities. As you can see, the girl here has a blindfold over her eyes. It's because she's blind. And I don't want to reveal too much, but she was abandoned because of her disability. So this is just a book that teaches parents and kids that it doesn't matter. That seeing is not with the eyes, but with the mind. Thank you.
You autograph it. Autograph it. Autograph.
You haven't signed it. Okay.
Do so.
Where's the young man? The young man should also, yeah, he should also grab it.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Please take a picture. Okay, stand there.
Okay.
Stand on the other side. The other side, yeah. Okay, good. All right, just give everybody. Sorry. Look at me. Okay, mommy. Hold on. Mommy.
You got everybody.
Hey, okay. Okay. This way, sir. Please open the book. Let's see your front.
You're not doing any hard work. I don't want to kill you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Just one more. So just we're closing now. Now the last statement will be done by Engineer Yemisi Shilon, come on by Yemisi Shilon, and that will be the closing for here. We have other program, but then we can release. Thanks.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, great prof. Good evening, our dean. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. As I sat down here, my mind went to when I was a boy. In Lagos, there were 5 libraries. There was the Central Library in Lagos, next to CMS. There was one at Yaba, next to St. Agnes bus stop. There was one that was called Advanced Library, that was next to Our Ladies of Apostle. There was the National Library around Methodist Boys High School. There were libraries. And I was thinking, I employ some of the young ones. They're not literary. And then on one occasion, I asked one of them, I said, what is the problem? He said, don't blame us. We now, the computer thinks for us now. They can't write any longer. And if you challenge the young ones these days, and you say, what is 17 plus 32? They will put their hands in the pocket to use the calculator. So I have heroes. There are 2 heroes of mine who are living, and there is one that is gone. My living hero, and I'm saying this, not out of toasting anybody, is seated in front of me. He was just 32 years of age when he risked his life for this country. And he has done it so many, many times. I only hope Nigerians will recognize their heroes. I am happy seeing what CORA is doing today to him. I'm just pleased. There is another hero of mine. He was Justice Ajibola. He was an attorney general for this country. He was the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, where I happen to be a small person. He was everything. And he was a judge of the World Court. He was called the judge of wisdom. Why? Because he was steeped in the Yoruba proverbs. I have a book, 10,000 Proverbs of the Yorubas. I was shocked when somebody bought it in England and said to me. And this is a man, when he served as the High Commissioner in London for 3 years, he came back. He sold most of his properties to build a university for us. And children, young children, are all benefiting today. That's one hero of mine that is gone. But this is my own living hero. He has done so much for my country. Please, can you give him a big round of applause? And I mean, you are talking about wine. Whenever I see him, I'm drunk, you know. You know, so the third hero I want to recognize this evening is CORA. CORA, led by my great Adinunokun. And the young ones, I don't know how you guys do it, Akiosho and German. I don't know. But I want to tell you that I buy into your program. You are doing wonderfully well. I'm very grateful to you. You are helping us do what others should do, but they are not doing, but they are busy looting. So we are very grateful. I am hereby declaring publicly that I'm going to be your partner. We are going to partner together. And I'm starting with a donation of 5 copies of my own book, even though it's on art, but it's my book, coffee table book, about 200 and something pages. And then there is a book that I want you to have in that library. We need to know our history. We need to know who we are. That is when, looking back, we can plan better for the future. So there is a book published by the founder of an establishment in Dallas, of which I'm a patron in America. Is titled Iton, The Legends of the Ages, by Oladele Olusoya. I'm going to donate 5 copies of that book to CORA for this library, so that young ones can come and know the history from Lamurudu to the fall of the Oyo Empire, so that you can take pride in being the children and the great-grandchildren of great empires in Africa. I want to rest here by thanking German, thanking that guy who said he was not going to read because he has a bad voice. If he had a good voice, he will read. And thank you, my prof. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for giving me the opportunity to talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We can't take any more statement. I'm very sorry. Ayo, apology again, please. But I told you will speak, but that's the end. We started on poetry, we end on poetry. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. The title of my poem is Human. She ate the word of humiliation, shame to be a baboon among the millions of white lass in their sartorial gowns. She ate the words that shackle his feet to poverty, where she sees color of many identity. She calls a woman, but never. They don't understand. She found herself amidst the divided humans, the black identities. She ate the words that feed her with mud. She ate the identity to be a black sheep, the identity of dirt and darkness. She is to be called black. Thank you.
And that was a tribute to the one we call the global humanist, Professor Wole Soyinka. Thank you very much for coming, sir. And we'll be going off now. But this event continues because we also have these young volunteers. We have about 30-something of them, but only a few of them are here. Please just quickly come out here just to be recognized. Quick, all of you. They are our volunteers. They have the one running CORA and LabAb. I think they are the engine. Oh, yeah, quick. You want them to think that we're tired. All the volunteers. So these are the people who have been running CORA programs. Every year we bring them out here. We train them actually. And when we train them, they get used by other people, but we don't mind. So they've been the one who have been helping us to run this festival. Just to acknowledge you. Thank you. File back to your seat because we're going. The chief warder and the chief volunteer actually. Thank you. So thank you very much. We have the end of year party, which we normally do on December 30. But because of this event, we have to make it to January. And that's why they're going to have their party right from. So if you are still here with us, plenty drinks, plenty food. Tola is there. Thank you very much, Omotola, for helping us with that. Oh, the leader of the Kings and Queens. Quick. Why are you a latecomer? This is the guy who founded the Kings and Queens. The young people have been performing. How many people in your group? 35. Okay. Thank you very much. You don't have opportunity to speak now. So that's the end of this segment of the program. Prof, thank you very much. Thank you, Dame. Dame, you are not going yet. Too. I hope you know that. You are not going yet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fisher. Thank you. All our guests, thank you very much. Our party continues, even as our guests